All right, you guys. Now, I want to go over something with you all real quick. And it's about our will that we have. And this is something that we kind of follow and go by here at New Level Ventures. But everything that's on this board, I've already been talking about throughout the week. We actually done some videos on our live, Instagram live. So if you tune in every single day when we go live, you guys will be able to get information like this. Now, with our digital marketing audit, and we've been talking about marketing strategies all this week. With our digital marketing audit, these are some of the things it is that I wanted to talk about with you all for a brief moment. Give me about 5 minutes of your time. That is going to help you as you get ready to prepare to either do your digital audit or you're trying to revamp what you usually do with your audits. And for one, if you're inexperienced on how to put an audit together, this is something that will help you put something together, and you can still do it in a customizable fashion to where you're not solely relying on a template that somebody else created and working and using for themselves. So it's always good to create your own content. Now, with this one, going over everything, the main things that you should start before you do any of this. Let's focus on this part of the board first. The first thing is research. We talked about this, right? We said research is key. We know you have to do your research so you can study to show thyself approved in everything it is that you may be doing at that opportune time, whatever business you may be working with, whatever niche you may be dealing with, or whatever. You want to be able to do your research. The second thing is you want to be creative with your content. I was just watching the Shark Draymond on his Instagram, and it's this video that has went viral on social media, and it's this white guy who was in this bagel shop, right, disrespecting women, and he's like this little short dude, right? He's disrespecting women, and like everybody else that you will see that's surrounding him in the video are like way taller than him, way bigger than him or whatever. And he's just sitting up there like chopping off at the bit, won't smoke with everybody. And what the shark was talking about, what Draymond was talking about, what was so funny was the creativity in the comment sections on Lil Duval's page. And I think Lil Duval had over like 1,300 comments or whatever that's on his page. And he was talking about the creativity of the comments. And you just want to be creative, because guess what? The creativity of those comments kept him reading still. You know how you see a post or whatever that's on social media, and you click on the comment section and you just start reading the comments because the creativity of what people may be saying and the responses of people is just so good that you just keep scrolling, just because you're looking for that sense of humor and that laughter. Well, that's what happened today within that particular video that went viral on Instagram. And the shark was solely talking about the creativity of the internet and what people say. And it's the same thing with business. Your creativity and your ideas that you're going to be doing for businesses and for your own particular company, you want to make sure that you're very creative within doing that. And the third thing is promote. You want to promote. So after you do your research and you come up with your ideas and you're very creative on it, you want to promote the hell out of it. Whether it's you doing a service for somebody or somebody may have done a service for you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You're promoting for them, helping them out, So promote. Now, moving into the digital marketing audit itself, this right here is not telling you what you should do in your audit specifically, but what this is pretty much a guideline, a 3-key guideline of what it is you should actually follow while you're creating your digital marketing audit. Now, the first thing is you never make a promise you can't keep. I don't know how many people I've heard videos that is on YouTube, whatever, of people making promises with businesses that they can't live up to. And what makes the business actually do a service for them is the fact that they're telling these businesses, hey, I can do this for you. And then they wonder, 28, 29 days later, that business doesn't give them a reoccurring payment of what they paid them the first time because they didn't live up to what it is that they may have promised them. You know what I mean? So you kind of want to stay away from things it is that you can't promise, and you know that that promise can potentially be broken, and it may not be solely based on you breaking that promise. You know what I mean? Because things can happen, things can transpire, but you want to make sure that you're always honest and you're not making promises that you can't keep with these business owners, especially when it comes to conducting your digital marketing audit. The next thing is explain clearly what the problem is. If you can explain to the business owner exactly what the problem is, and I'm talking about down to the T to where he has no further questions, and the next question he do ask is, okay, how much is it going to cost me? That's when you know you explained it well enough. When they immediately go into how much is it going to cost them with you being the one to fix it for them, that's when you know there's no more explaining to do at all, period. You don't want to go in there and you halfway explain something and then you do a follow-up email, and then within your follow-up email you're re-explaining something that you explained already in your audit and they didn't even get it that time. Now you have to figure out, okay, if you didn't get it while I was facing you, I have to really truly make sure you get it through email. So it's you want to make sure that you explain to them clearly what the specific problem is and how you're going to help them fix that problem in a timely fashion, and it's not costing them so much in order for you to be able to execute that game plan for them. And the third thing is spend time on your presentation. You want to make sure your presentation is key, because if your presentation is key and on point, that's half of the battle already. That's half of the battle. Everything else, you know what I mean, is the easy part. It's the easy work. And we're going to go over why everything else will be the easy work, because if you utilize the pinwheel, I call it a pinwheel, given the fact that like it's our wheel of what we go by and what are the main things it is that we know that this particular business owner is looking for, or what he looked for when we conducted our audit. We already said 50% of it was presentation. We know that. 15% of it is content info on the audit. So the information that's on the audit that you put on there, make sure that info is what? Explained clearly. You want to make sure that, because guess what? You're going to leave the presentation with them. You're going to give them a copy. So with that copy, they're going to use that because they thinking everything it is that you're telling them and you're showing them, or whatever it is you may be doing, your follow-ups on, all of that same information is in your presentation of your audit that you gave him. So, or her. So you want to make sure that the information on the audit is just as clear as you explaining the problem or everything else as it pertains to what is written on the audit. You got to make sure that information is on there. And last but not least, are you bulletproof with your information? And businesses and business owners will point you out, pinpoint you out if they know that you're not bulletproof within your information. So if you know Facebook advertising, then damn it, you better make sure that you're bulletproof in knowing Facebook advertising. You can't go around telling people, hey, you know, I've heard of Google Pixel, but you have no idea how Google Pixel works. You don't want to be that type of person, because when you start engaging into conversations with these people and they start to be able to pick out things it is that you may have either once told them or you may portrayed and seem like, or whatever the case may be, you don't want to be a liar in front of a business owner. You don't want to be faking it to kind of make it or whatever. If you do a job and you know your job, then damn it, you make sure that you are bulletproof within that job. Same thing when it comes to your research. You want to be bulletproof with your research. You want to be bulletproof when it comes to you promoting for your business. Presentation, content info on the audit, and are you bulletproof are the main things that we feel as though business owners pay attention to when you conduct your digital audit. And this is just for us based upon our experience and what it is that I go through and write down from dealing with business owners. I write down things like, hey, how attentive was he when I handed him the audit folder? Did he go through the audit folder? Did he pay attention throughout our presentation and actually really truly wanted to know if his business could grow expeditiously, at the rate it is that we know we could take his business? Like things like I just, even though I be showing the presentation, I also be studying as well for myself, so that when I go back to the office and I come back to the lab or whatever the case may be, I know what to do specifically that's geared towards that business. And you want to be that way with anybody who you do business with or whatever the case may be. You want to be able to, for one, listen. Two, do your research, listen so you'll know what's going on. Number two, be creative with what it is that you're about to start doing or promoting or whatever. And three, promote. That's it. Content info on the audit is about 15%. Are you bulletproof with your information? They want you to be bulletproof with that information. That's about 35%. And then the rest is going to be what? The presentation. The rest is the presentation. So once you get the presentation down pat, your content info that's in the audit should automatically be there. That should be down pat. And then the rest is up to you at 35%. It's up to you. Can you run on 35%? Can you make things happen at 35%? Because when cell phones are on 35%, guess what? They still can dial out. They still can send a text message. They still can pull up a camera. They still can record audio. It still can operate like a normal cell phone. Now, until it maybe hit that 20% mark or that 15% mark or whatever, then slowly some of the features that the phone provide will slowly start being taken away. And it's the same thing with these business owners. And if you're going through this pinwheel, you already know, for one, if my presentation was bad and I'm only left with my content info on the audit, I for damn sure have to show that I'm bulletproof with my information of knowing what it is that I'm talking about. Because right now I can't show them something based upon my presentation, but what I can do is speak for myself and for my business and what it is that I can do to show that I can execute the job. And sometimes you're going to run into business owners to where you're just solely talking about executing the job. That's it. Executing the job. It's not about you doing this, and this. No, it's them giving you a job and you going out and executing it, and they paying you your worth. Whether it's $10,000 a month, I don't know, whatever. But you want to make sure you implement those things. So here's the board. I want everybody to take a quick look at it one more time. Screen record, screenshot, do whatever it is you got to do. And use this, people. Use this. I wouldn't give it to you if it wasn't vital, if it wasn't real, and if it wasn't something I wasn't doing myself. This is Jeremy Flanagan. I'm signing out. Peace.